Hey, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K-Rod here, and I am back with another good live stream or post-fight live reaction of Mr. Michael Conlan getting knocked out in the 12th round by Mr. Lee Wood. See, now I thought this fight was easily won by Mr. Michael Conlan. For those of you that don't know, Michael Conlan, he is a Irish featherweight fighter. I believe he fights out of the top ranked stable, but I could be wrong. I think he is a MTK fighter, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Michael Conlan, he's a he's a featherweight fighter out of Ireland, and he just recently got knocked smooth the F out by Mr. Lee Wood, in which I wasn't really surprised, but I wasn't, thinking that Lee Wood had the ability to knock out Michael Conlan. And Michael Conlan, he isn't really anything special. He's a good, pure boxing, how should I say, like, I don't know if he's a southpaw, but like I want to say he's more of a orthodox type of fighter. Somebody that doesn't really fight a particular way. He just, he's more of like a switch hitting type of fighter. And I mean, he does have power. It's just that, he doesn't really need to display it because, he doesn't really need to go to that level. But he does what he needs to do. And I think I can easily give him that opportunity to respect him, as a fighter. But the issue that I have with this fight was that Michael Conlan had all the tools to beat a guy like Lee Wood. And I mean, Lee Wood, he's an old man. He's 33 years old out of the UK. He's only been stopped once in his career by Mr. Gavin McDonnell, who was undefeated in 2014. And then after that, he got his ass knocked the F out by Daniel Roman, in which he was, I don't think he wasn't even a champion. This guy never did anything in boxing ever since that victory over Lee Wood. But ever since then, Lee Wood has just been facing guys that we obviously don't even know. But leading up to him beating the living crap out of Can Zhu, that Chinese weird fighter that wasn't even on anybody's radar. But I guess he got the call, and then boom, he knocked him out. But ever since then, he's been out the ring since July of 2021, and then returns back to the ring 5 months later, facing, or no, 6 months later, I'm sorry, facing Michael Conlan, in which he was down in the first round, and then he put Conlan down in the 11th, and then he hit him out in the ring where both fighters were cut to the white meat, but Michael Conlan got knocked out of the ring. And I was just shocked because Lee Wood, he's not that much of a puncher, but he can definitely, overcome the hurdles, and he has good volume punching power where it definitely becomes a problem late game into a fight. But I wasn't expecting a guy like Michael Conlan to just break down in the fight, and then he just gets knocked out like that. So, I might be biased here because, I personally wanted Michael Conlan to win, but I wasn't really expecting this type of, result to come out like this, because this was a very, very good fight. I like to see these guys fight each other next again because, regardless of the WBA rankings, I could just take a look at it right now at 126, if I'm not mistaken. WBA rankings. Let's take a look at the rankings before we even dive more into this fight. But I was just like, wow. How did Michael Conlan get knocked out by a British nobody? But then on top of that, he's number one in the WBA. So I don't know what's happening with his rank, but he's probably going to go down a couple placements. And he'll probably be up there because you got some other killers that are right behind him. Some, not all. But you got Brandon Figueroa, who said he's moving up to 126 to fight for a world title. So, Are we gonna see Brandon Figueroa versus Lee Wood, or is Lee Wood gonna face Leo Santa Cruz, and let's just say Michael Conlan and Brandon Figueroa fight each other? Because that will be a good fight. But I would say for Michael Conlan, he should just take a lot of rest, take a lot of rest and regrow your body. And like once you're able to heal back to full strength, then I would say try to get a good like top 10 WBA contender fight, and then start facing maybe like a guy like Jordan Gill, or maybe Kanzu, or beat up a guy like Raymond Ford. And which I don't think Raymond Ford is not gonna just sit there in front of Michael Conlan. He's gonna try to outbox him. But if Raymond Ford has the power to beat a guy like Michael Conlan, then I think Raymond Ford could very well upset this entire division. And I think there's some good names here. I mean, you have Michael Conlan at number one. I'm pretty sure Brandon Figueroa he took his number one spot. But I'm just gonna go by boxing scenes, rankings. You got Michael Conlan at number one, Brandon Figueroa at number two, Anselmo Moreno at number three, Thomas Patrick Ward 4, Jordan Gill 5, Kanzu 6, Raymond Ford 7, Andrea Grigorian 8, number 9 Leonardo Padilla, number 10 Zakaria Lucas, 11 Satoshi Shimizu, 8 or 12 is Otagabek Komatov. Don't know who the hell he is. 13 Johan Vasquez, 14 Arnold Kige, 15 Gustavo Melgar. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's really nothing to really think about. I mean, below that division is obviously Cool Boy Steph at the WBC championship, and then he holds the I believe he holds the WBO, right? Yeah, he holds the WBO and the WBC. And my boy MJ Akhmadaliev, he holds the WBA and the IBF. And I really hope that they can start getting Undisputed, on the way. Because after they fight for Undisputed, the winner should fight the champion at either weight. But I like to see that. But also in regards to the to the 126 rankings for the WBO, don't forget the homie, Mr. Abraham El Supernova, is ranked number 2 by the WBO, and I believe he's not ranked for some weird reason out of the IBF. I don't know why he's not. That makes no sense. But he's ranked number 2, and then he's ranked number 11 in the WBC. That's just so weird. I don't understand that. But hopefully he can get his shot to take out Mr. Navarrete, and I'm definitely down to see that. But either way, I just wanted to give you guys the update. He's number 2. Isaac Dogbe, for some weird reason, is number 1, in which he hasn't even beat anybody to even earn that number 1 spot, other than Christopher Diaz. But Christopher Diaz, he lost to Navarrete, so I don't understand why Isaac Dogbe is number 1 by the WBO. But I'm hoping that the WBO gives Abraham Nova his shot to be called up to become a mandatory, so that way he could face Navarrete, and then whoever wants to fight each other to be next. I say Ray Vargas and Dogbe, or Ray Vargas versus Mauricio Lara, or Luis Alberto Lopez versus Joet Gonzalez, and Brian Chevalier versus anybody out of the remaining top 15 placements. But I think Brian Chevalier, he should go ahead and face I'd like to see him face Joet Gonzalez or beat up Luis Alberto Lopez. But I think just to knock off some people, take off like a guy like Eduardo Ramirez, or maybe fight Jose Durantes Vivas. Well, he's not Jose Enriquez Vivas, but get rid of him, Jose Durantes Vivas. I mean, Brian Chevalier, he's obviously hungry to get a world title himself. So, he recently called out Abraham Supernova in the past, and I think him and AB, they're probably going to see each other. They're most likely going to see each other, because Brian Chevalier, he wants to gain his shine as a fighter, and he'll do anything just to be up there. because he's only ranked in like one sanctioning body, which is really messed up. But these sanctioning rankings are just really biased and they don't make any sense. So I mean, yeah, I mean Michael Conlan's stock is really not hurt that bad. I mean, yeah, you went to war with Lee Wood, but Lee Wood, if he really wants to, he doesn't need to take a rematch. I would definitely take the rematch if he's able to, so that way the winner again could face Leah Santa Cruz if they want to petition. But if they can't and they have to make a defense, then the winner has to face Brandon Figueroa. Because I think that's what's going to happen. I think Brandon Figueroa, he's going to move up to featherweight, and he going to be knocking on that door to get that WBA strap. And then once he beats the living crap out of whoever's going to be in front of him, or whatever he needs to do to get there, he's going to definitely make some noise at 126. And I think he's going to make noise at 130 too. So I like to see Brandon Figueroa face like Shakur or Raymond Ford. Like, those would be some really good style matchups. And I mean, Brandon Figueroa, he's only like 25 or 24 years old, but the kid is like just absolutely insane. And he's only 25 years old, so I don't know what he's going to be doing for the time being at 126, but he's probably going to chase undisputed at 126, and he'll do what he has to do. So he has a high ceiling for what he needs to get done, and I think he's going to do very good at 126. So I'm not too sure what his goals are, but I like to see him either face whoever he needs to face to earn his bearings at 126, but I think he'll be fine. So I definitely think Brandon Figueroa, he's going to become a threat at the featherweight division. So, and shit, maybe him and Abraham Supernova, they could very well see each other. So I don't know, man. This is a very interesting turn of events. But as far as this fight, this is a damn good fight. Michael Conlan, he did his thing. I thought he was winning, and surprisingly he actually was. He was beating Lee Wood on all three scorecards leading up to the stoppage. So I will give you guys the scorecards and I'll get up out of here. The very first scorecard had him winning 105 to 102, 104 to 103, and 104 to 103. And this is on all three scorecards. So I just find it really weird because Lee Wood, he wasn't doing anything to win up until him knocking out Michael Conlan. So Michael Conlan, if he had got up from the second, or from what, the first knockdown or what, right, in the 12th round, and then he got knocked down, or he got knocked out again, he probably still would have won that fight, honestly, or it just would have been like a draw. So well, I probably wouldn't say that, because looking at the scores, it seemed like Michael Conlan was beating him. So yeah, first round Conlan, second round Conlan, third round Conlan, 3 rounds to zip. Fourth round Lee Wood, so that's 1 round to, or that's 3 rounds to 1. Fifth round Conlan, 4 rounds to 1. Sixth round was Conlan, 7 rounds to 1. Seventh round was Lee Wood, so that was 7 rounds to 2. Eighth round was Lee Wood, 7 rounds to 3. Ninth round Conlan, 8 rounds to 3. And then 10th round was Lee Wood. 7 rounds to 4, 7 rounds to 5. So yeah, basically Lee Wood, he wasn't really gonna win the fight anyway, even if he had tried to stop Michael Conlan. But leading up to the 11th round, it was a 7-5 lead advantage for Michael Conlan, and it was a 7-round lead advantage to Michael Conlan's favor, and even in the 12th round, he still would have won that fight, because it would have been 7 rounds to 6. like based off of how people wanted to score it. But looking at BoxRec's scorecards, it showed that Michael Conlan was still going to win the fight, regardless of Lee Wood trying to knock him out. But if he had survived, that's really the biggest hurdle. If Michael Conlan had survived the like those knockdowns, or I think he got knocked down once. Yeah, he got hit out of the ring prior to the 12th. So he got knocked down in the 11th, and then he got knocked out he got knocked out of the ring in the 12th round. So yeah, Michael Conlan, he just got gassed out. He got fatigued, and Lee Wood, he just did his thing. He had a great night, or he had a good comeback off of a really bad night. And I think Michael Conlan just needed to be better on defense and not let a guy like Lee Wood just hurt him like that and just take him out. But I think Michael Conlan can beat him in a rematch. He just needs to be smart, and I think he'll be on his way. He just needs to think twice about trying to exchange with a guy like Lee Wood, and also force more body shots and stop letting Lee Wood hit you to the body, because that was the biggest weakness out of Conlan's performance. He let Lee Wood just gain momentum through getting body shots in, and then Michael Conlan just slowed down and he wasn't listening to his corner. So that was a really big flaw out of Conlan's performance. He got way too, super cocky, and he got taken, he got taken to the punch, or he got beat to the punch that was hurting him. So I think Conlan, he should be okay, but I mean, if he's not going to be the same fighter, then I definitely just hang it up and stop boxing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future, because if Michael Conlan does come back and he smokes Lee Wood, I think he's going to come to try to knock him out. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I think Michael Conlan, he should be good. Hopefully he can recover. He had a really bad fall getting knocked out of the ring, so hopefully it wasn't that big of a fall, but I'm really hoping he could do good. So all right, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this fight deserves to be fight of the year candidate? I think it deserves to be knockout of the year. Definitely knockout of the year. So let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys later. Have a great day and happy Sunday. Thank you and goodbye.